Imagine the night sky, not the one you see from a polluted city, drowned out by the amber glow of streetlights. The real night sky, a crushing canopy of infinite black, dotted with billions of burning fusion reactors. It looks quiet. It looks peaceful. But it is not. The universe is deafening. It is a violent ocean of radiation, solar winds, collapsing stars, and cosmic background noise. And into this roaring hurricane, for the past 100 years, humanity has been whispering. We are a species desperate to be known. We built massive metal dishes. We pointed them at the dark. We shouted our names, our music, our wars, and our victories. Radio waves, television broadcasts, military radar blips, a constantly expanding bubble of our existence moving outwards at the speed of light. We convinced ourselves that someone somewhere is listening. But they are not. And the terrifying truth is, they never will. To understand the futility of our cosmic voice, you must first understand the physics of silence. When a radio wave leaves Earth, it doesn't travel like a laser beam. It travels like a ripple in a pond. It expands. And as it expands, it stretches. The energy scatters across a wider and wider area. The strength of the signal drops exponentially. This is the inverse square law. It is a fundamental rule of nature, and it is entirely unforgiving. By the time our earliest, most powerful television broadcast, the 1936 Olympics, the coronation of kings, the static-filled speeches of the mid-20th century, reached the nearest star system, Proxima Centauri, they are infinitesimally weak. By the time they reach a star 50 light-years away, they are indistinguishable from the background static of the universe. They are swallowed by the radiation of dying quasars. They are drowned out by the residual whisper of the Big Bang itself. Our loudest screams are just dust in a hurricane. And yet, the psychology of our species demands that we keep shouting. We suffer from a profound existential cosmic loneliness. We look at the cold, indifferent math of the cosmos, the billions of galaxies, each containing trillions of stars, and we refuse to accept that we are an accident. We believe that intelligence recognizes intelligence. We believe that if we just speak loud enough, the universe will answer back. In 1974, we sent our most deliberate, arrogant shout, the Arecibo message, a highly focused radio signal beamed towards M13, a cluster of stars 25,000 light-years away. It contained our DNA structure, our location in the solar system, our physical form. It was a mathematically perfect introduction, a cosmic handshake thrown into the dark. But here is the cruelty of time and space. By the time the Arecibo message arrives, that star cluster won't even be there. It will have drifted out of the beam's path. We aimed at a ghost. We sent a desperate letter to an empty house. And this brings us to the most heartbreaking realization of the modern age. Earth is going quiet. For decades, we were loud. We pumped massive omnidirectional radio waves into space. Every television tower, every AM radio station, every military radar installation was a lighthouse spinning wildly in the dark. But technology evolves. Efficiency demands silence. Today, our television is beamed down from satellites to specific tiny dishes. Our internet travels through fiber optic cables buried deep at the bottom of the ocean. Our communication networks are targeted, encrypted, and incredibly weak by cosmic standards. We are no longer radiating our existence in every direction. We are turning inwards. We are closing the blinds. The giant radio bubble we created over the last century is not a continuous sphere. It is a hollow shell. It is a brief, 100-year anomaly of noise. A tiny blip of static that is already drifting away from us. To an alien observer looking at our solar system right now, Earth does not look like a thriving technological civilization. It looks exactly like it did 1,000,000 years ago. It looks like a dead rock, a silent, spinning grave. We are becoming a stealth planet. Not by choice, but by the inevitable march of progress. The window of our cosmic visibility is closing forever. Which begs the ultimate terrifying question: when the time comes, when the final human breathes their last, what will be the last signal to ever leave this blue marble? It won't be a grand speech. It won't be a poetic farewell broadcast to the stars, written by a council of philosophers, capturing the essence of our history in one final, beautiful sentence. By the time the end arrives, the infrastructure of global communication will have long since fractured. The massive parabolic dishes will rust, their motors seized, pointing blindly into the dirt instead of the sky. The power grids will fail, plunging cities back into the dark ages from which they crawled. The last signal won't be a human voice at all. It will be a machine, a forgotten, automated system. Perhaps a weather buoy bobbing in a silent, empty ocean, transmitting a routine temperature check to a satellite that no longer has anyone monitoring it. Or a server in a deep underground bunker, sending an automated ping to a network that has been dead for decades. A mechanical heartbeat, a digital twitch from a corpse. Beep, 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 and then the battery dies. The server overheats, the buoy sinks, and the Earth goes permanently, irreversibly dark. From the outside, the transition will be completely invisible. To the rest of the universe, we were a microscopic anomaly. A tiny rock that briefly glowed with organized radiation for about 200 years, and then quietly went back to being a silent, spinning stone. But what happens to that bubble of noise we created? It doesn't stop. It keeps expanding, moving outwards at 300,000 kilometers per second. A sphere of human history washing over dead planets, passing through nebulas, and crossing the immense, freezing gaps between stars. Think about the content of that expanding bubble. The outer edge contains our earliest experiments with radar. Just behind it, the horrors of global wars broadcast in crude radio waves. Then, the triumphant, static-filled words of a man walking on the moon. Then, the chaotic, overwhelming roar of the internet age. It is a layered onion of human existence flying away from us. And the center of that bubble, the core, that is where the silence begins. That is the stealth era we are entering right now. In 1,000 years, our television broadcasts will wash over the Orion Nebula. In 2 million years, the faint, unrecognizable static of our existence will reach the Andromeda Galaxy. It will be stretched so thin, so unimaginably weak, that not even the most advanced, godlike civilization could decipher it. It will be a ghost of a whisper, but it will be there. Consider the physical signals we sent too, the Voyager probes. Golden records attached to blind, freezing machines, drifting endlessly into the interstellar medium. They carry the sounds of Earth, a mother's kiss, a heartbeat, a greeting in 55 languages. But they are moving so agonizingly slow. By the time Voyager 1 reaches the vicinity of another star, 40,000 years will have passed. And even then, it will just drift by in the dark. A silent bottle in an infinite ocean, hoping to be found by a shore that may not exist. It is the ultimate expression of our psychological need for legacy. We are throwing our physical bones into the dark because we know our radio voice will fade. And this brings us to a profound, almost comforting realization. We are terrified of being forgotten. We are terrified that our struggles, our loves, our wars, and our massive, messy history mean absolutely nothing in the grand scale of the cosmos. We shout into the dark because we are afraid of the dark. When a child is afraid of the dark, they make noise. They scream to prove to themselves that they exist, to force the darkness to acknowledge them. But as the child grows, they learn to sit in the quiet. They learn that silence is not empty. Perhaps humanity is simply growing up. We are realizing that the universe does not owe us an audience. The physics of the universe dictate that energy is never truly destroyed. Our signals may become unreadable. They may fade into the background noise, but they will never stop moving. They will carry the echo of humanity to the very edge of the observable universe. Long after our sun has expanded into a red giant and swallowed the earth. Long after the last traces of our cities have been turned back into stardust, we will not be heard, but we will have spoken. The psychology of the screaming planet is ultimately a story of beautiful defiance. We knew the universe was vast. We knew we were hopelessly small. But for a brief, glorious moment in cosmic time, we built massive dishes, pointed them at the void, and refused to be silent. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, do not feel small. Do not feel crushed by the infinite black. Look up and know that right now, washing over those distant, burning stars, is the faint, invisible echo of our existence. A bubble of noise that says, we were here, we lived, and for a little while, we were loud.